fed-up woman corners Acosta, berates over fake news heading toward violence. When they go low, we go high may have been Michelle Obama's advice to fellow liberals, but it seems to have been replaced with much more questionable tactics: harass conservatives endlessly. A string of disturbing incidents suggest that tolerance and civility have been tossed aside by the left. First, Sarah Sanders, the working mother who serves as the White House press secretary, was thrown out of a Virginia restaurant for simply trying to order food with her family. For the first time in history, a press secretary received Secret Service protection as a result of ongoing threats to Sanders. Then, liberal Congresswoman Maxine Waters doubled down on political hatred by seeming to call for attacks or physical harassment of Republicans, all because of political differences. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you cause a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome, anymore, anywhere, Waters declared at a rally. So much for that famous liberal inclusiveness. Incivility is getting so bad that some people fear that serious violence may soon be the result. And that's what CNN's Jim Acosta was just warned about by a Trump supporter in South Carolina. Acosta, who is famous for rudely interrupting people and making such a fool out of himself that he gets thrown out of the Oval Office, posted a video of the interaction on his own Twitter account. "This lady from last night's Trump rally in SC told me to tone it down. She talked about a possible civil war and people shooting each other," the obtuse reporter explained. In the video, the woman did not seem to be threatening violence but was concerned that it could erupt if journalists like Acosta didn't change their rhetoric. "You're going to have people end up shooting people. You need to tone it down a bit. The language, everything, it's got to stop. Be decent," the Trump supporter told Acosta. "Please be decent. Don't ask any stupid questions," she continued. "One question, one answer. You should understand it," she went on, referring to Acosta's bad habit of talking over other reporters and being generally rude during media events. One of those instances occurred during arguably one of the most important diplomatic meetings of the century. Trump campaign manager Brad Parscale tweeted in early June that Acosta's credentials should be revoked because Acosta was asking questions during a ceremony between Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, The Hill reported. Acosta responded, "Dictatorships take away press credentials. Not democracies. Actually, Jim, they sometimes do." In 2008, President Barack Obama booted 3 reporters from conservative newspapers off his campaign plane, reported ABC KXTV News. Obama's camp didn't allow the Washington Times, the New York Post or the Dallas Morning News on the plane but allowed non-political media outlets such as Glamour and Ebony magazines to stay, the ABC News affiliate continued. Despite President Obama's promises of transparency, the White House blocks routine information for reporters, confirmed USA Today in 2013. If Acosta learned anything from the Trump-supporting woman lecturing him in South Carolina, he sure didn't show it. Just one example of some of the anger directed at the press at Trump rallies, he posted on Twitter, apparently playing the victim. It's worth pointing out that violence based on political rhetoric is already happening. Bloody clashes are a common occurrence with Antifa, the far-left anti-Trump protest group. We also shouldn't forget the 2017 shooting by a deranged Bernie Sanders supporting leftist, who purposely targeted Republican lawmakers and left Representative Steve Scalise scarred for life. Attitudes like Acosta's and Waters are part of the problem. They seem to think they can do no wrong, and the ends justify any means. They've propped themselves up as the brave resistance against evil in a fantasy version of current events. The problem is that the evil they oppose are common American values and the rule of law. But if they do not take a step back soon, the South Carolina